Hey everybody, this is Perch, and yes, we're not unfamiliar with comic delays. They happen all the time, and comics are late, usually because of various logistical reasons. A creator gets in over their head, one member of the team falls ill. There's lots of reasons why titles can get delayed, but rarely do you see a wave of titles getting delayed. And it's this. So I'm trying to make sense of this story. This feels like a story where we're not getting the entire truth. I just want to kind of roll that out there. Not throwing any shade at DC here, but aspects of this story start to feel a little shady to me. But anyway, let's get into it. So the headline: DC delays Justice League, Batman, Catwoman. I mean, what else is new? 26 more comics. 26 more comics due to supply chain issues. And then because it's the comic news and crack reporting there, in our headline where you say 26 more comics delayed, we then add that 7 DC collections also delayed due to the pandemic. Okay, so COVID-19 raising its ugly virus head again. Clearly, the distribution arm of DC did not pick up the Marvel pandemic special, We Are Resilient. They could have, but they failed to. So DC has basically sent a note out to retailers, which for some reason includes me. I am a retailer that has not retailed in a while and will retail again in the near future, but I'm not clear. I get a very strange assortment of mail. Like, I don't get all of the information, I don't get all the communication. I wouldn't expect that I do, but I get some of it, and I'm not clear. This feels like somebody's got me in a database somewhere. But anyway, basically the release reads as follows: DC faces an unprecedented strain on the global supply chain, affecting all of us in the comic industry and beyond. Okay, this is by Albert Ching. And up until this point, be able to keep delays and shortages to a minimum. But with recent notifications about COVID-related port closures, international domestic freight delays, workforce shortages, and severely allocated paper supply, we are unable to continue to manage this situation without disruption. All right, supply chain issues, port, paper, sounds like a mess. So what comics are shifting? Well, I'm glad you asked that. DC has also announced that in addition to the comics you're about to hear, they will delay the digital release as well, so that digital and print remain day and date. You might remember that during the pandemic, people fooled around a little bit with having digital release early, and there's been a handful of different attempts over the years to kind of do things. But DC saying we will keep it day and date. But here's where, to me, it gets a little sketchy. Now, keep in mind, everything could be on the level. This could all be COVID related. Certainly, paper delay, supply chain issue. But this list is slightly odd. Okay, Batman Reptilian #5, Garth Ennis and Liam Sharp, has been delayed until November 2nd. Batman: The Adventures Continues Season 2, #4 and #5. Have been delayed in kind of an odd way. #4 is delayed to September 14th. #5 is coming out 1 week later, September 21st, which is kind of odd shipping there. Batman: The Long Halloween Special, #1, coming out October 19th. It's still coming out in October. That's something. Batman Catwoman #8, the mini-series that will never end, October 19th. Batman the Detective, #5, September 21st. Blue and Gold #2, September 7th. Blue and Gold #3, September 28th. Okay, so 2 issues of Blue and Gold. Green Lantern 2021 Annual, September 7th. Hardware Season 1, #2, September 21. Justice League 67, September 14th. Lock and Key Sandman Universe Hell and Gone #2, September 28th. That's a big delay between 1 and 2. Nubia and the Amazons #1, October 19th. And it's worth noting that Nubia and the Amazons #2 appears to be in TBD territory. So that's ominous launch. This feels like Vita IL is on that one, and their Children of the Atom, as you might recall, got delayed by about a year. It just kept sliding and slipping. So anyway, but speaking of Vita, Static Season 1, #3, #4, and #5 have all slipped. And the slippage is #3 is now October 31st. #4 August 31st. Number 4 skips September entirely and goes to October 12th. Number 5 is out November 16th. Suicide Squad Get Joker number 3, the issue where we get the flashback of Wild Dog dumping on Nancy Pelosi's desk, November 2nd. Suicide Squad 2021 Annual, September 7th. Superman Son of Kal-El number 3, gonna have to wait a little bit longer to find out if he's gay, September 14th. Superman 78 number 3, November 2nd. So there's big delay there. Superman Son of Kal-El number 3, weirdly listed a second time, but with a different date. So Superman Son of Kal-El number 3 was listed September 14th. We skipped a line, and then we got Superman Son of Kal-El number 3 again, September 21st. So one of those 2 days, it'll come out when it comes out, I guess is the message there. Then Teen Titans Academy number 7 and 8 have been moved to October 12th and November 2nd, respectively. And then here is this one, like a shot to the crotch of the Yara Gang. Wonder Girl number 4, 5, 6, and 7, all delayed. But delayed in, again, a very weird way. So number 4 is delayed till October 12th, which means we're waiting a very long time to get to number 4. Momentum has been destroyed. A month later, November 9th, comes number 5. Then, 2 weeks later, November 23rd, is issue 6. And then 2 weeks after that, December 7th, is Wonder Girl number 7. So they basically delay it for a very long time, and then they start double shipping it for 3 issues. So sure, why not? And then to those omnibuses, those collections, we've got Batman No Man's Land Omnibus Volume 1, priced for the holidays and coming out January 11th, 2022. Makes complete sense. And the Books of Magic Omnibus Volume 2, also available for your holidays shopping on January 11th, 2022. Good job slipping out of Christmas. Who buys a big omnibus at Christmas? I mean, you're looking for a big present for Christmas. Omnibus is usually, at least when I was running a shop, was one of those were a high Christmas item. People like to buy those for the holidays, so let's just move those right out of the Christmas season. But good news, Static Season 1 number 6 is scheduled to come out on December 21st. Now, granted, that's not a collection or an omnibus, but for whatever reason, it was placed there anyway in DC's list. So that checks out. Sounds okay. We do get Deathstroke slipping the omnibus by Christopher Priest, slipping to October 5th. We get Justice League Dark, the New 52 omnibus, perfect book for Halloween, slipping to November 9th. And finally, Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes tabloid edition is coming out February 15th, 2022. So anyway, a lot of comics. But here's where things get a little bit interesting. You'll note that not slipping at all is any of the Batman stuff, none of the core Batman Detective Comics, none of the Fear State material. That's going to go off without a hitch. No problems. Barely an inconvenience. So that's fine. There are other bigger titles also. So this looks like this weird kind of I won't say B list, but these aren't their main books. All the books that aren't their main books are mysteriously impacted by the pandemic. Again, it's just, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. It's a weird list. It's constructed strangely. As I mentioned, it's got one title on there twice. It's got another one in the wrong. It's down there in the omnibuses for some reason for no apparent point. But it's a big delay. This is a massive 28 comics, all delayed, or 27 depending on how you count, and something like 5 omnibuses, or as DC says, 7. One of those two. Counting? Who needs counting here? Anyway, lots of comics slipping. Pandemic, supply chain issue related. So bad news for, certainly if you're a fan of those comics, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get them. But I do wonder what's going on here. This is just this is odd to me. These delays and kind of how they're rolling them out, what they're doing, and how they're catching up. It feels confusing. It feels a bit messy, but maybe I'm just looking at this wrong. What about you? Any of these books? What do you do with Wonder Girl at this point? Yara Fleur As I mentioned before, came into the year red hot. People were lining up to get behind her. They liked the view from back there, and then sure enough, now we've got delays, and it's also worth noting that for several of these, like Jolie Jones, I think is off Wonder Girl art, right in alignment with these delays. Several of these books are kind of subtly shifting some creative teams. And so again, the parts of this just feel just a little bit off to me. But maybe, again, true, it's just port issues and paper issues, and that definitely is affecting everything. So no doubt about it. But let me know what comics you're reading on this list that got delayed, what you think of all this, and thanks for listening.